Hello one, Equipment Warrior, and welcome to my build guide for my Lightning Arrow Ranger. This character has been a lot of fun to play in the last update, and I did some good upgrade to this build, as you can see right here when I'm playing. And it has more survivability, it has a bit more life, and it's overall a little bit more tankier character, and it's a lot of fun to play. So I'm gonna go over first my passive skill tree, then my gear, and then my gems. And if you want if you have any questions, please ask me in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. So we're gonna start with the passive skill tree. When you're leveling this build, I recommend take the evasion and life notes first, just to get the survivability you need. You can take finesse if you want, and I probably maybe will do it later, because the attack speed is nice and accuracy is nice, and the dexterity it actually helps with your evasion chance. Not a huge amount, but a little amount, and you even get some more accuracy. And then I go for attack speed, accuracy, projectile damage, and ballistic mastery. These two notes down here you can wait to a little bit later in the game. I am my way to get the charisma and reduce the mana reservation, because I want to use another aura, but I can't do it if I don't take in these ones. So I am on my way to take this one. This is my main priority right now, is to take this items here, but this is later in the game, just so everyone know that. I get the bow damage and attack speed, aspect of the evil, a crit and attack speed for bows. It's not a huge amount of crit, but it helps. I get some more bow damage. This is actually a really good bow damage, 15% is nice. And some I went this way up here to take survivalist, which is a very good note. Evasion and elemental resistance. And when you get to here, take acrobatics. It will be amazingly defense for you in early game. Take all these notes here. This one is also late game. Heartseeker, give you increased critical multiplier. It's a very powerful one, and also the crit chance here is pretty high. So it's a very good note here. You have two options when you get to this point here. You can go for the shadow area of the tree to take quickness, coordination, blood sculpture, trickstery, and even get the blood drinker. The reason I have not taken these notes here, depth perceptions, it is because I'm using right now I'm using Linus glass. I don't need increased accuracy, but if you're using a normal bow and the crit chance is actually pretty nice, you can take these notes here. They're fairly good. And you can go on the bow hole at the same time, that's just up to you. But I'm recommending, if you're going this way, take a heavy draw and deadly draw. That will give you a good amount of damage increase. You don't have to take both of them, but take the one of them you think is the best for you. I like the attack speed first. Actually, you're gonna take both of them anyway. So, but take the one when you are needed in when you are leveling. If you need attack speed, or if you need just straight up physical damage. I'm actually recommending, when I think about it, take this whole tree here. It's a very good tree. Took herbalism here to get the increased life. I took in pretty much all the life notes I can get in the nearest of the tree. The only one I don't have taken is Revenge of the Hunted, but who knows, maybe I've taken that later. It's actually a fairly good note. And I went down here to take Lichery, and this is just a crit note here. It gives you a huge amount of crit chance and a crit multiplier with bows, so it's a very powerful note. I also take it in a Spirit Void, which helps them with regain mana. Went for the Duelist area to take King of the Hill, which is a very powerful crit note. It also is defensive, because you will knock back enemies when you're hitting them with a critical hit. Also, when I was here, I took 1 point to get to tech skin and the life. All life you can get is useful. And I also have Vitality Void to get life back when you're hitting enemies. It's a good note. And this is pretty much my skill tree. I also have taken Assassination as well. I almost forgot to say that. And the crit chance up here. This is a little bit optional. You can take something else instead of this crit noses, but I find them useful. So let's go over gear. And again, if you have any question about the skill tree, or if you may have an idea to improve it, I'm always up for improvements. Please write in the comments. So let's take a look at the gear. I only have one 5 link. My armor is actually a normal 4 link, which I have my single target in, but I go over that later. But I'm using this really defensive evasion armor here, which are a pure evasion armor. Pretty good evasion rating, good life, good resistance. It's overall a pretty good armor. My only 5 link, it is my Lana's Glare, and this is the reason I don't have taken all of the accuracy in the tree. It's because I'm using this bow. I really love this bow. It's a fast bow, it can't miss, it have good physical damage, but the only problem this bow have, it have no increased crit roll. It is not a crit bow. If it was a crit bow, it would be incredibly overpowered. But I really like this bow, but there are better bow in this one. It's just so happens that I have this in 5 link, and I want to use it. The gloves here is actually, it is the wrong type. You give me armor and any shield, and I don't need any shield, and my any shield and armor will be cut in half because of my acrobatic keystone. But it have good resistance, good life, and I even have attack speed, but it is wrong rolled. This is the wrong type of gloves, but this is what I have, and you're probably going to have much better. I'm using a leather belt to give a huge amount of life, and it also have a good resistance, but a rustic stash would be better. Rustic stash would be better because it really increases your damage as well. So if you have a good rustic stash, use that instead. I hope I pronounced that word right. Using this ring here, as overall it's a little bit offensive ring as well. Give me a decent amount of life, the extra intelligence actually helps, and give me good resistance, so it's a pretty good ring. Same thing with this ring here, it's pretty good. Good damage, good resistance, good overall. I have this, also this amulet here, it also increases my life and my mana regen. This one increases my mana regen as well, because lightning arrow can be a pretty mana hungry skill. And my quiver are this one here. It's not the best quiver you can have. There are better quiver, but it's good enough. Crit multiplier. It could have crit chance. It actually has crit chance. I can see now what I'm saying. It has crit chance. It's pretty good quiver, and it will not be that expensive, I think. And finally, I'm using a serious step because they have a huge amount of evasion. Give you life and 15% increased chance to block dodge spells and not block dodge. I'm sorry, and give you a huge amount of movement speed. So it's a pretty nice boost, and they are very cheap as well. Most gear in this build are cheap, except a 5 link Lana's Glare and maybe Ratch Nest. And I almost forgot Ratch Nest. Ratch Nest is the most offensive helmet you can have to this build, if you ask me. Attack speed, crit chance, good amount of evasion, increased variety, which are nice, movement speed, and reduced character size. I am smaller if I have this on me, as you can see. Makes me smaller because reasons. So let's go over our gem slots. I have a lot of gem, you can see, but most of these gems actually gems I'm leveling. My main damage setup, which are my lightning arrow, I have in my bow here. Just gonna find my lightning arrow. Here's my lightning arrow. It is supported by physical projectile damage, which are one of the best support gems you can have to bows. Weapon elemental damage is a very powerful one. Greater multiple projectiles. You can't shotgun enemies anymore, but they made so greater projectile do not lower your damage so much as it did before. Before it was like 50%. Now it's only 28% in level 16, so you will do more damage. And this is not a shotgunning skill, it is lighting arrows, so it will arc between enemies. And finally, it's supported by faster attacks, but you maybe can switch out fast attack for something else. And my single target setup, which are fire burning arrow, I mean, which are pretty powerful actually. As you can see, my damage from burning arrow is pretty high. So I'm using it as a single target, and it is supported by added fire damage and physical projectile attack damage and fast attacks. And by the way, I think I have actually placed that game wrong there. Added fire damage, you see the damage now, 23k damage, and if I place elemental weapon damage, it's actually more powerful. So forget what I said before, use elemental weapon elemental damage. It's more powerful. I just had the wrong game there. And the auras I'm using is nothing special. I don't know which one of these are there, because you don't need an aura setup anymore, because your the reduced mana do not work anymore with auras. So I just have them somewhere here. That's the reason I want to take Charisma in the passive skill tree. What I'm using is Herald of Ash and Hatred. Pretty much all offensive auras. But you can use something else. You can use, let me see if I can find the game. Here one. Here it is. Grace is a good choice actually if you want to be have the survivor, be more survivable. I also want to use Herald of Ice. So, and I really actually want to use Herald of Ice because it's a really fun Herald to use. And that's pretty much my build. If you have any question about this build, please ask them in the comments and I will answer them. I'll at least try to answer them. But anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and I see you guys next time.